Hey Chandeep, nice to see these new essays from you. Let's get right into your corrections. Let's not waste any time. Copyright laws. Let's see what you had to say. Copyright laws were created to reward the efforts put forth by the maker, but few people believe that they are a hindrance and limit creativity. Now here, you don't mean few people, because few people means almost none. You mean a few people. But even this is not totally accurate, because a few people is like a handful. It's like, I don't know, 5, 6, 7. That's not really what you mean. So I think what you really want to say here is numerous people or a considerable number of people, something like this. Okay, then if copyrights, plural here, were not in place, I believe, then we might cross the limits of development and creativity to an extent we are fantasizing about today. I don't understand this. I don't know what you mean. What are we fantasizing about? It's just not clear. This whole sentence to me is a little confusing. I'm not sure what you mean here, so you definitely need to revise this so that it's clear to the reader. Okay, so this essay will discuss the outcome of copyright laws and their impact, because it's laws and their impact on society, and its creativity. Okay. Firstly, due to copyright laws, only big companies can afford to pay for the patents. Use the technology for further research and development. Okay, you need an and here because you have two separate ideas. A university student or a startup, not an startup, who has a brilliant idea, either has to wait for grants or forget his idea. Okay, I don't understand what you mean here. Are you saying that people don't pursue their ideas because it's too expensive to get a patent? If that's what you're trying to say, then please just say it outright, because you do have to make a mental leap to understand. So explain that a university student or a startup with a brilliant idea may not have the funds to pay for the patent. Therefore, he either has to wait for a grant or forget his idea. You really have to spell these things out for your reader, okay? Don't just assume that the reader knows what you mean. For example, many small companies who copy designs from Apple have to face serious legal implications, even though their designs were generated by them, not totally copied, and they were taken by Apple with a capital A, because you mean the company, not the fruit, as their copyright. Okay, I really don't understand what this sentence means. Who is copying who? Who has the patent? Who has a copyright? I really don't understand. So you're going to have to make it a little clearer. Therefore, it can be said that copyright laws have, plural, so because laws is plural, this has to be plural, have not been advantageous to researchers with more creative ideas. Okay. Secondly, copyright laws create, because it's laws, plural, create, plural, a sense, careful with your spelling here, of distrust among nations, leading to spying on other nations. This issue has grown since the last decade. More fervently is what you wrote. Don't think you mean fervently. It's not really the best word choice here. So this issue has grown in importance, or this issue has grown considerably in the last decade, something like this. So, for example, the U.S. government is not sharing any development in nuclear technology as a copyright. I don't know what that means. I think you mean because it has a copyright? Perhaps. But Iraq's issue of power generation has been impacted due to this, and they are not in cooperation of the trade, and allegations of technology theft are filed by U.S. against Iraq's government. Okay, I'm still not sure how these are connected to, I'm not really sure. So, I'm not sure. I mean, I don't understand what this, there's something missing basically, Chandeep. I mean, what's the connection to this, to your main statement? And that's what I'm having a hard time trying to figure out. Okay, therefore it is clear that if patent laws remain to an individual country, remain in an individual country, it will create a sense of distrust in the society. Okay, I'm still trying to wrap my head around this argument a little bit, but Okay, let's just move on. To conclude, from careful with your typing, the above arguments and examples above included, stated, copyright laws would not bring much, I don't know what this is supposed to mean here, Lawrence, on the creative as well as social perspective. I believe without copyright law, no comma here after believe, I believe without copyright laws, people can reach the maximum of their creative levels and strengthen social bonds. You can get rid of this will here. All right, there's some nice things here, but there's really a couple of areas that perplexed me. I'm not really sure what you're trying to say, so it's really important to get your message across. Okay, let's move on. Dear Sir, I am writing this in response to letter regarding my absence from programming language exam. Okay, grammar issues and spelling issues. Response S here. So I'm writing this letter I'm writing this in response to a letter regarding my absence from the programming language exam. Okay, full stop. I don't agree with the order of this sentence right here. I would prefer here, I am Andrew Smith, a full-time student, student number 104. Yeah, why do I say Andrew Smith? Because it's a formal letter. You're not just going to use your first name. You use your first name with your buddies, with your classmates who know you well, but not certainly in a formal letter like this. And not regular student, but full-time student, because regular just isn't really clear what you mean. So again, I am Andrew Smith, a full-time student, student number 104. You really should have said your case number here. Now, perhaps this was your case number, but if it is, really just spell it out. Okay? So, student number 104 in CS branch at the School of Information Technology, University. Okay, university needs to be capitalized. I had to go home, past tense, this already has happened. I had to go home as my aunt was sick on Saturday, 2 days before the exam. Due to Hurricane Layla, all the public transport came to a halt. So I was not able to make the exam center on time. I have a doctor's note for her ill condition. Okay, I mean, these sentences are all really rather short. There's, very basic kind of vocabulary. I think you could have extended it quite a bit. Now, I haven't done a word count, but it does feel rather short. And I'm fairly certain that you could have said a few more things. I was absent because I needed to go home to care for my aunt, who was sick. The Saturday before the exam. Due to Hurricane Layla, all the public transport came to a halt. Therefore, I was stuck at my aunt's apartment, my aunt's home, until public transport was reinstated. Okay, for these reasons, I was unable to make the exam center on time. I have a doctor's note available regarding my aunt's condition or something like that. I mean, just a little more, just kind of, draw out these details a little bit because it did feel kind of short to me. Due to the situation, I will not be promoted to attend the next semester, as it was a major subject and my project work is also not evaluated. Now, you never use a contraction in a formal letter. You only use full words. So it should be, I will not be promoted. So due to this situation, I will not be promoted to attend the next semester, as it was a major subject in my project work has also not been evaluated. Passive voice, and it should be present perfect. So, comma, I with a capital. All of these I's should be capitalized, actually. So, I request that you consider my plea. It just sounds a little too much. So, I ask that you consider my request for a re-examination at a later date, okay? And a letter, I don't know what this means here. What do you mean by to concerned? To the professor concerned. regarding my project work. Okay, hoping to have a positive response from your side. Yours with an S, faithfully. This is fine. Andrew, don't forget your last name. Okay, so it's a fine attempt, but like I said, I really want to see you really drawing out more details, develop this a little more, maybe some longer, more advanced sentences, grammatically advanced. So it's a nice attempt, but I do want you to really stretch everything out, really kind of take some risks to develop this a little more, okay? Nice job, though. Keep on writing. Correct these essays, add the errors to your error correction list, and I'm waiting to see the next ones, tomorrow, okay? So good luck writing.